After interrogating, a polite conversation with Adelaide Harrison in her hotel room. Hotel room? Hospital room? This really, really nice hospital room that looks a lot like a hotel. At St. Bart's, where she had been brought after miraculously escaping the fire that had destroyed her home and probably killed her servants, and from which her husband is missing. You have established that the husband was kidnapped and was last seen being dragged out of a window head first. She was left behind to It could have been anyone. The odds are pretty good that it was him. However, but she's a trustworthy doyenne of society. Yes. Yeah. Everybody throws the word treason around these days like it's such a bad thing, when it can simply be a mercantile transaction with a misjudged third party. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Fortunately, I've never promised these streams will be. Yes, I've never promised that I will be politics free on stream. I feel it would be wrong to make a promise I know I can't keep. Oh, hello, Hint Plays Bot. How you doing? Yes. Now, see, that I could get behind. Okay. So, this is true. So, basically, her husband was kidnapped, or at least his boots were. And Adelaide has been informed that she is to give a message to a corrupt police constable, notifying him that she is willing to exchange the plans to Chekhov's gun for her husband. No, it is in fact the red-headed police officer who is guarding her door. Which Inspector Jarrett was not wildly enthused about discovering that he was on the side of the wrong uns. Yeah. Yes. Yes, it's those sliders, isn't it? On time, done properly, fast. Yeah, within budget. That was the third one, of course. You can have no end of fun with that web game someone's put up in the browser with the sliders. It always adjusts one. It is. I've seen small children play with it and they still can't figure it. Small children and middle management. Okay. So, the plan was that you devised, since spending the entire session in the hospital room, is that Lyricane is to go and visit the twins, the dwarves, Aphrodnavan, who are currently in protective custody, and request that they produce either a duplicate of the gun plans with some small flaws, or at least something, or at least something that looks on first glance. Yes. Adelaide is indeed going to send the message via the young constable, who will be tailed to his meet in order to try and determine who he's working for. And also to try and get some idea of where the hell they're based. By Carter. While Randolph, I believe Alexei, and Inspector Jarrett head to the British Museum, where it is. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah, the conversation between Luricane and Aphrodnavan can... Okie dokie. Can indeed take place without needing to actually RP through the whole thing. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Let me... Yes. Let me just buzz back up. Yeah. What goes around comes around, mate. Okay. Yes. Right. Okay. So reading that back. Yes. I can tell you that they will have a positive conversation with you. The answer to the main question that you wish to know is yes. And they can give you an indication as to where. Yeah, I know. Yeah. But they can basically give you the method. And then indeed afterwards you can adjourn to the embassy. Where are you telling them to send the plans? Because I'm assuming handing them to the police is not necessarily your greatest idea. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okie dokie. So after seeing the dwarves, you can indeed retire to the embassy. Yes. Yeah. They have a brief conflab and suggested that they could do it by dawn. It depends how convincing you want them to be. They could do it faster, but it would be considerably less convincing. Okay. Okie doke. Mm-hmm. Right. I have one thing which I will put into the VC private chat for you. We are. We are indeed. It's... Yeah, I tell you what, Facebook Messenger, incredibly useful for this sort of thing. Yeah, I've just put this in for you. Yeah, it's right. So I haven't yet hit enter. That's the third way I've spelt that this today. There you go. Okay, I'm not even going to try and pick that up now. Sorry, it's amazing the suction that cups can have on coasters. So I picked it up and the coaster just went whee somewhere under my desk. I may now have completely screwed up any plans that Chrono's got. Yeah. Okay. That's not a problem. That's absolutely fine. There's nothing to worry about at all. Well, yeah. Okay. Not a problem. Mm-hmm. Okay. Right. I will leave you there then. Flashback to the previous night because Carter is going to be tailing the dodgy constable. So, this is where you need... I love that. I always think that's so wonderful. Sorry. I am such a sap. Yep. So, where's it gone? Where's it gone? Where's it gone? So that comes under perception. So we're actually looking at stealth, which is under clubs. You're not. Hang on. You know that whole third-party recording everybody's doing?
Yes, this is while we're doing it.
Are we unmuted now?
Right.
Yeah. Yes, because I just heard fish on stream.
You remember that I said Windows had decided my headset was a brand new audio source.
Yes.
It was set on headset. It was set on the previous iteration of the headset.
God. Windows, why you do this?
But it was also set on Windows default, so that should have been the correct one that I'm currently hearing you through.
We've had technical issues,
Yes.
Becky Adol.
Good evening,
Possibly, even by our standards, these are impressive technical issues today. We've had technical issues on at least 2 different places between us. 3, actually, now I come to think about it.
Meki, it's absolutely fine. Thank you, God, for telling us.
Yeah. I'm a little concerned that now that he's not sat in front of the camera, blocking my view of it, it appears that Neo's got my old table. It looks exactly like the one I used to have before I moved. Oh no, hang on, I've still got it. How's he got my table?
Make sure it didn't happen.
Okay.
Quantum duplication.
Finding out this early means I can overlay people's audio for just that section
Hooray.
on the video. It means
we
I
haven't gone a great deal into it. So.
No, and actually some of what we have just done is possibly better off.
Semi-secret anyways.
Semi-secret, yes. Oh, Becky, I feel so sorry. He rebooted his PC because he thought it was him.
And switched headsets.
You should have known better, Becky Ador. This is a Hint Plays stream. Of course the problem is at our end.
It's going tits up from our end.
I would just like to say, Windows Update, you suck.
Yes.
Royally.
Yeah, Windows Update broke a bunch of things over on the drums.
Yeah.
I swear it's not your table, Fish.
Yes, yeah, ignore the little removal man who came by the other day.
No, it can't be my table because I can see my table over there.
No, you can see a picture of your
For a
table.
moment, I forgot. When I moved here, I had 2 tables before I moved here, and I got rid of one of them because I could only bring one with me. And just for a moment, I forgot which one I had brought with me, and I thought, that, hang on, where did he get hold of the other one? But no, actually, it's better yet. He's got hold of the one I did bring with me, which is terribly clever.
As Chrono said, quantum duplication.
It says,
Absolutely.
Well, but isn't that just duplication of really, really tiny things?
Really, really, the tiniest amount of duplication.
the thing is, if you stick a lot of little bits of duplication together, you get one big lot of duplication. I've read the science. Shut up. I've read the science of his dark materials. I know how this works. Vaguely.
I now want to adjust the D20 rules and just add quantum at the bottom of the creature sizes. So if you get enough quantum things together, you get a fine thing, and then you get some of them together.
Oh, no, quantum at both ends of the spectrum.
At both ends, yes.
Yes.
Meanwhile, let's play Castle Falkenstein.
I had this planned as the big, dramatic, climactic piece.
It can still be
Yeah.
the big, dramatic, climactic denouement. We've just got to get to that point. At the moment, we're not there.
No.
So I'm tailing the dodgy couple.
Yes.
Do you want to do a quick recap now that we have sound?
That's probably a good idea.
Okay, quick recap now. We have sound. Lyricane has visited Alfred and Arvin and asked them to create a visibly similar duplicate of the plans for Chekhov's gun, which will not work and act as a castle-destroying mega weapon. In the morning, this will be transported to the place which Carter is likely to about to find out, where the villains for the handover for Adelaide Harrison's husband. Carter is currently following the dodgy police constable to whom Adelaide has passed a message saying that she's willing to do the trade. And then Lyricane is doing something dodgy that nobody needs to know about at the embassy.
Lyricane is doing something diplomatic.
That's what I said.
It's almost like you have a
I've
party
got
of
a sneaking
international
suspicion that
relations.
I've got a sneaking suspicion that Lyricane doesn't trust me and he's following me astrally.
If you're
How
going
very
anywhere-
shadow, then.
If you're going anywhere near Benjamin Hawke, I can assure you that is not the case.
In which respect, Fish?
Oh, I'm assuming it's okay for everybody else because nobody has said anything about it. But I'm getting kind of flickbook vision of Drat's camera, and everyone else is absolutely fine. It's just Drat.
Drat doesn't move that much, so I hadn't noticed.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I feel like a Jerry Anderson puppet now.
But now that Drat sort of shuffled her seat, yes, I am.
To be fair, it's actually better this week than it has been most.
Oh right, okay.
For me, anyway.
I will
Normally I
say,
get a bit of stuttering, but this week it seems to be fine.
yeah, I
The
will
joys of
say,
streaming.
it's going through okay on the direct feed from VC onto OBS.
Cool,
That's
cool.
all I
That's
can
all
say.
that really matters then.
Yeah, that's
just
fine.
don't, for God's sake, attempt to impart anything to us by mime.
Or sign language.
I need to stop
Or
with
sign
the.
language.
I need to stop
or
with the
semaphore.
evil grins. Well, it's just as well.
I don't know. I can't really see them.
Okay. Right. So.
Yeah, it looks fine on stream.
Okay. So. Jesus.
Maybe I'll
wept.
just watch it on there.
I've actually got OBS up. I haven't got VC showing. I'm just watching all your cams on OBS. Right, so we are going to be looking
You're right,
at...
It looks absolutely fine on stream. It is just over VC that it's being a bit glitchy. At least
And it's
for me.
taking the VC feed.
It's taking your end before it's had to go over the internet to any servers or anything.
Anybody want to play poker instead of Castle Falkenstein at this stage?
Just because we've got the cards here.
Tempting. Very, very tempting.
Swap to Deadlands. Screw the lot of you.
I was about to say I do like poker, but I mainly only play it when
As a
I'm trying to
huckster,
shadow
I
walk.
would not object to this hand overly.
Okay, so can I please have a stealth check from you,
Absolutely, you can.
which
It's
is on
done
clubs?
on clubs. Now, stealth, I am great at. Yeah, I'm great at.
Right,
Does that get me 2 or 1 extra card?
gets you 1 extra card.
Same as good. Okie doke.
Hang on.
No.
No, it gets you 3 cards in total.
Right. In which case, I can put that down.
Because we're actually
And
house
that-
ruling a house rule.
And that, because I don't. Hang on. That's a lot. Oh, it's gone down. I can't. Can I put it back? Ah, bugger. It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I'll keep it with those ones.
so you're tracking in 11 points worth of cards.
9, 10, 11 on top of my great, which is 8 points. So 19.
They're on ninja. Going, he's a bit stealthy. Good lord, right, and it's an opposed check, so.
I'm just hoping I didn't do it.
Don't think he's going to beat you.
I hope he doesn't.
Well,
He has good perception and plays 2 jokers.
It's possible. Oh no, wait, you've got the joke.
But I think she might be on a different deck. I'm not sure.
Oh.
yes, the thing, oh god, no, I'm on the same deck. I'm in the same deck as you lot.
No, I wasn't sure. Games
Yeah.
the GM has a different deck if they use a deck of cards.
No, everything's supposed to come out of the same deck. It would be more useful for me. More handier for me? Oh, for God's sake, Linda.
Yeah, you'd be more handier. Yeah.
More handier. Yes, I'm a grown-up, you can tell. So,
I'm
let's...
not.
Right, okay. Brain fry. Help. Mummy. I need that one up, which means I need that. And...
Don't give him ideas for Halloween making.
Really evil. Oh, you are joking. Right, okay, I can use that one. So, the police constable, bearing in mind he's in uniform, he does that whole hip-swinging walk. You know, that one that eats the distance without actually using any energy. They just let the weight of the boots provide the pendulum motion.
He's clearly an experienced plot.
Yes. He proceeds in a northerly direction. No, I'm not bringing a map up. My lord. And he adds a joker. A jack even. To his total. Unfortunately, his total for perception is that. So he's got... My brain has just gone away. So that does give him a 17. He has good perception.
I would hope that members of the constabulary have perception of at least good.
Yes.
He does.
Yes.
You would hope
Yes,
so, wouldn't you?
He does.
Fortunately, it's not quite as good.
Yeah. So I mean, he was giving it a shot.
Absolutely. Good to him.
Yes. So indeed, the note goes into his sleeve, and he then adopts the unhurried pace of the plod on the beat.
Okay.
So yes, you follow him down out of the hospital. See him take up this stride. And he begins walking. He is unhurried, but he's clearly not following any kind of recognised patrol. And even ignores a collection of urchins, relieving a man in plain sight of his wallet. As he carries on. He ignores a collection of urchins robbing a man in plain sight. So,
I should do something, but this is more important.
yeah.
Priorities.
Sorry, victim.
Yeah. Apologies, victim.
I shall see if I can clock both the Vic's face and one of the urchins and see if I can do something about it later.
Okay. So, you already dealt yourself a card. That's cool. Thank
Yep.
you.
Yeah, I've got my cards back.
Thank you very much. Right. Oh, for God's sake. Really? I think his helmet now slips down over his eyes. So, he turns into a side alley after about half an hour's walk
Okay.
and glances around him before he does so. So, please make me a stealth check. Night has
Another
now
stealth
properly
check.
fallen.
I haven't fallen yet. I haven't tripped over a damn thing. Right, another stealth check.
Yeah.
He almost got me last time. He looked in the direction, but I just dived behind a lamppost or
That's,
didn't
no,
hit the
not
lamppost.
lamppost. No, not lamppost. It's just, no.
So, knowing that it's on clubs, we'll drop that, and we'll drop that and that for 10 points of stealth on top of my 8. Give me 18.
Well, he will chuck in that and that. So mainly so I can get rid of them.
He's oblivious to you.
Because every single card I have in my hand is black. And he needs diamonds. And that ain't happening. So his awesome 8 perception. On stream can see it, because there's no way to fluff on this. Because they can see my cards. So I'm not impressed with that at all, in any way, shape or form. I had hoped it would be a bit of a challenge, but it isn't. Ooh, that's better. Yeah. Right. So yes, you completely managed to duck behind a newspaper seller. Look convincing. Fade into the crowd. With the whole sort of whoosh noise. And see clearly as he basically does this around the corner and then heads off down this alley. So let's recall those cards. How long are you leaving him before you follow him down the alley, so to speak?
Before I follow him down the alley, before I look down the alley.
Experienced players. Bastards.
I'm
Okay.
just going to blindly go down an alley that this guy's dived down, because I don't know for sure he hasn't seen. He could be leading me into an alley.
Okay. So how
So the
long...
first thing I'm going to do is... I'll give him maybe 5 seconds once he's down there, and I'll get a look around the corner.
Okay. Right. Down at the far end of the alley. It narrows down from wide enough to get a delivery cart between 2 buildings. The left-hand side of one is an inn. Let's put it politely. It's a drinking hole. And the other one is a shop apparently selling meat during the day.
But
Your
the words apparently and meat should never be in the same.
Apparently selling
Well, it's
meat, not
apparent.
selling apparently meat. They could just be giving it away. Or they could be bartering it. You know, illegal goods for meat.
Well, yeah, you're saying meat. I mean, you're opposite a drinking hole where people get wrecked to oblivion. And then there's a butcher's on the other side of the alley.
It's not a barber shop, we're fine.
Yes, the barbershop quartet. Mass murderers incarnate. Okay. So, yes, you can poke your head down or around the corner of the alley. And at the far end, it narrows to only a person width.
Right.
Standing there, under a gaslight, is the constable, deep in conversation, apparently, with a man in a long black coat.
Oh, good lord.
He is of stocky build and wearing a bowler hat.
Stocky build, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a clear enough view of him to make him as a certain stocky individual to which we are somewhat familiar?
You're maybe about 30 feet away. Gaslight is nicely shadowing his eye sockets, and of course the rim of the hat is causing you some problems. It's therefore going to be quite a tricky perception check to find out. Oh, I've seen that face before. That's not an impressed face.
No, that's the. I'm going to do something really freaking stupid.
Okay.
Is there time for Knight to draw up a new character?
Theoretically, you can do really quick characters.
I'm looking for a particular piece of information in my notes. Give me a moment.
Okay, not a problem. That policeman is so bad at what he does, you could probably nick all his belongings without noticing.
Don't. So I very nearly closed without saving a bunch of notes.
No, bad thing. Okay.
No, I'm going to have to ask you to remind me because I can't find it in the notes. Oh, no, there it is, found it. Right. As I recall, my pistol is somewhat of a collapsible rifle.
Is.
How long does it take to assemble?
Ooh. Right.
Can I just assemble certain parts?
What are you looking to do, and do you habitually carry the... Let's face it, it's probably the equivalent of an Allen key that you use for the disassembly reassembled.
What I'm after is just putting the scope on.
You could just use the scope as a telescope in its own right.
Nah.
Okay, in that case, that's a quick swap. So maybe a minute. You're practiced at it.
A minute. 2. I'll draw the pistol.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Sights up as I go around the corner. Benjamin Hawk!
No.
And see what happens. If he looks, I squeeze the trigger.
Wow.
Denouement! There we go. Oh shit, he's gonna get himself killed. Okay, Operation How Not to Kill Knight's character instantly.
Well,
Right.
To be fair, that answers the question as to whether it's Hawk or not.
Okay,
Well,
both men.
thank you for watching the end of Castle Observations. Castle Falkenstein first play here for our
Yeah.
next scenario will be Who Killed Carter? And we'll be starting in a few weeks' time.
Got Carter. Okay, both men look up in your direction.
Shoot Hawk.
Okay. That's a tricky shot.
Yeah.
And you are having to shoot past a member of the British Constabulary to do it.
I am a great marksman.
Right. Okay.
That gives me 3 cards.
You sound like you have planned this.
He's put way
Wouldn't
too
they
much thought
be too
into
strong a
this.
word?
Yes, big sign up. How can I shaft Rut's scenario? I know. Bastard.
To be honest, if I had 4 cards, there'd be another spade going in. doing a perception check to see if his hawk was not an option.
Okay, right. So give me a mo, guys. It's
So,
things not quite going as I was hoping.
Well, it's one way through cutting through.
I
one way
make that
cut through,
38.
diplomacy.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
other dodgy dealings.
Jesus wept. Okay. 38, sorry, was that?
King is 13, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so King, 7 and 10 of spades. Shit, no, it's not. I got the wrong... It's clubs I needed, not spades. Okay, it's half that. So... That's it's 15 plus 8. It's not as good as a shot at anywhere near as good as I'd hoped.
Right, okay.
So that's only 23.
Right, only a mere. Oh my god.
I had things on my character sheet in the wrong way.
That's okay. It happens. Happens to the best of us, mate. Okay, so let me just head to the actual combat balls. Because I don't want to mislead you. Hello,
Okay.
Shard.
Hello.
Well, plot and breaking are interesting terms.
Yeah.
La-da-da. Sorry. Combat, a special kind of feat. Screwing over the GM, a special kind of feat.
To be honest, you're not screwed over, I don't think, because I haven't got anywhere near the role that I thought I had.
Yeah. Attack type. So that is a pistol, which does 3, 4, or 5 wounds. Just as well you didn't have time to sort out your rifle. Okay, so he is going to be rolling. Not rolling, you know what I mean.
Yeah. The term fits.
Yeah. He is going to be using his avoidance of death. Sorry. How not to die. Let's
Yeah, sure. Take off a new side from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
Shit. There's no dodge skill. Where the hell's dodging gone?
No, there probably isn't a dodge
There
skill.
isn't a dodge
Athletics,
skill. It's going to be athletics, yeah. It is going to be athletics. Right, which is done on clubs again. So you were on a total of 23, weren't you? Knight.
23, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so he is going to be on. I love gaming. I love GMing. It is one of my favourite things in the world.
It keeps you on your toes, certainly.
Yes. It does give you the best times. So, we are going to stick in, because he's got that. So that's 12, 13, 14. I make that.
Didn't you say it was on clubs?
Shit. Yes, you're right.
That's exactly the same mistake I just made.
That's exactly the same mistake I just made. Yeah, we completely ignore those. They're. So instead we'll do that. Which isn't quite as good.
Start.
Yep, it is. Unfortunately, he's only got that. So I make them 12. So it's 10, Jack, Queen. So yeah, that's a 12. So that's a total of 18. I'll chuck that in as well for 19. But there's bog all else I can do. So, your 23 did indeed hit. However, it didn't hit particularly well. So, sorry, I'm just checking this. Got 23, which is Smeganel. Yeah. Right. So you're going to be doing full damage. Not high. That's a plus. So you're going to hit him for 4 wounds.
Okay.
Jesus. Okay, so let me just check. He's got that and that. So, well, okay, he's not dead. That's a plus.
That depends on your perspective. Mostly I'm going to say, yeah, that is a plus.
To him, it's a plus.
To me, it's a plus. Surprisingly enough. I wasn't expecting to killing him in one shot, not without having built the entire sniper rifle part of it.
Yes. So, I don't believe this. It's really quite distressingly scary. So, I need the index. Sorry.
Element of surprise seems to have been on Carter's side here.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
It certainly surprised the GM.
It shouldn't have.
Yeah.
It really shouldn't have. I apologise for being quite so wrong-footed.
Had my cognizance of the cards that I had been on point, it would have played out different. But I was convinced that spades were the combat cards until I looked it up after I declared them
Yeah.
and started playing the cards. Oh, yeah.
Right.
You don't need spades in combat, you need spades to dig the graves afterwards.
Yes.
I
Ouch.
shall have to remember that mnemonic.
Oof. Okay, so yeah, sorry, I'm just checking. I know what he's doing. I just need to make sure that I know what he's doing correctly. So that's going. Yes, I'm not even using GM Fiat to. He suddenly slips away.
Fiat.
Yes.
Yes, he's driving an Italian cart driven by Italian horses.
Yeah. Hang on, if it's a GM Fiat, that's a US Italian
Yes.
hybrid car.
Yes.
But does that mean he's got a V8?
Oh,
Okay.
Probably, yeah. Weighs 3 times as much as the pure Italian.
So
and got lots of chrome.
the situation is this: you have just pumped a bullet into the chap at the far end of the alley.
Yes.
The constable has ducked into the corner between the obligatory pile of boxes at the back of the pub
Yeah.
and the side wall, and is basically down like this, as far as you can be with the old style helmet. It's more protecting the back and the neck. The next action catches you slightly off guard, because the man you've just shot clutches at the shoulder where you hit him, half spinning him round. And with his right hand raises something from his pocket, and the gaslight flares above them. A jet of flame fills the alley.
coming towards me or masking his exit?
Masking the exit.
Another bullet to where I reckon he's going to be if I can't see him. Bullets will travel through fire. I might not
They
be able
will.
to, but bullets can.
Okay, yep.
If he's done that, he's going to be in roughly the same area because he's not going to be moving that quickly.
Make the check.
I know this is steampunk, but I'm now envisaging kind of like that animated, like that anime style of like a line goes down diagonally down the screen and there's a jet of flame on one side and the bullet crossing in the thing.
Yes! I wasn't, but now I am. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. When we see Carter, he is somehow in mid-air, and the whole background behind him has vanished. Blue streak.
Unlike the code brown that this guy is currently operating on. Jesus Christ. Oh, really? Really don't want to be doing that.
Oh!
I'm assuming the oh really was at the phone.
No, it's fine. Oh my god.
I've got the right cards this time.
Yeah.
So 14, 16, 20.
Okay, so...
Rightly, combat isn't fatal until we actively go over and finish him off.
Yes, until you actually kick him in the head repeatedly. I don't want to use that. I really don't. I want to keep that for later, but this is... No! Shit.
Oh no.
I have a feeling he won't be kicking him in the head. He'll be jumping up and down on it.
No. Oh no. I have plans. I have plans.
Now I'm a little bit worried.
You're worried!
Now we get to see what an Australian really is like.
Australian rules football. Your head's the ball.
You know that shrimp on the barbie they normally have?
Yeah.
I'm reminded that your entire country is descended from criminals.
Apologies to any Australians watching now
Yes.
in the future.
Yeah, yes.
No apologies
I
to any
went to-
Australians at all. I know too many Australians to apologise to them.
Yep. Your family went down and became Australians, well, about 6 years ago.
Yes, indeed. Almost my entire family. Well, that depends on which parts of my family you're talking about, because you're going back to the 1970s, some of them.
Yeah. Yes, most of your family have now gone to Oz.
My immediate family, a few years back, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And having met your immediate family. Okay. Oh, God. There's no point, because that won't do it. Right, okay. So, that's going to be... Did you say 24?
24, yeah.
Well, it's not an improbable success.
But it's damn close.
But yes, he is indeed taking the extra damage. So that's 5 wounds. So that is indeed going to put him on 0. He's at the bleeding and squealing standard. If you remember Deadlands.
I do.
He's
Deadlands reference.
Yes, he's at the crawl. Wait, I'm talking about Deadlands earlier, and now it's in my head. He's now at the crawl around and ask for his mum level. The policeman again cowers from the flame, and as soon as that shuts off, has it away on his heels down the far end of the alley.
That's okay. I'm actually not interested in the policeman now.
Okay.
I'm terribly sorry to everyone else. I'm going off book here a little bit.
Just a quantum off book. Yes.
Yes. Here is a plan. We have actually come up with a plan. I wrote the plot up based on your plan.
Now that was your first mistake.
Now,
Yes.
given that at least one of us, possibly 2 of us, had intended to throw a kind of spanner in the works. So adding a third one is...
That's not a spanner. That's a toolbox. has been upended in the works. Tamped down.
I think rather than a spanner, what he has done there is just throw an entire engineering corps in the works.
Oh my god. Oh, Jesus wept on toast. Excellent stuff.
She'll reholster the pistol and go and pick him.
Right.
Now listen, you scrawny little bastard.
Hey. Yeah.
I'm not happy with you. Oh, shut up.
Oh. This hurts.
Play your cards right, you won't be dead yet. You're coming with...
What languages do you speak?
I'll speak Aussie.
Yeah.
Apparently not
Aussie
English.
is a code language.
I don't believe I picked up any additional languages.
Okay. In that case, you don't understand what he's now saying.
Do I get an indication of the language? I'm guessing German.
Yes, there are there's some definite umlauts floating around in the subtitles. If you could understand it, it would be beep, 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 beep.
It sounds like R2-D2.
Yep, R2-D2, the most foul-mouthed character in movie history.
Oh no, you've shot his stunt double.
Dink, 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 dink.
Right. This is my problem, because I never write up plot in advance. I have like 2 lines normally. I made the mistake of going, well, I know what they're doing this week. I'll write up plot to accommodate this. Screw it. Okay. Fortunately, I know what's going on. So, what are you actually doing? This guy is bleeding, and he is... What breath he has is being used for invective in German.
Yep. First thing I'm going to do is, depending on where the bleeding is, use his clothing to staunch the I don't want him to die.
Okay. He's wearing a heavy long coat, sailor style, and the biggest wound is in his left shoulder.
Excellent. Then that sleeve can come off and go in his shoulder.
Okay. He's got the knife, I believe.
Yep.
We don't know what nationality Hawk is actually, do we?
We haven't got a clue.
We haven't got a clue. You haven't got a clue.
But he fit the description, and
How different from Hawk does Chekhov look?
Chekhov barely tops 5 feet.
Right, okay.
He is quite distinctively short. He's
Potter was hired to guard Chekhov. He'd recognise him if he saw him, surely.
Given that he didn't make the perception check, I'm double checking.
What kind of bastard do you think I am?
One of the good things with this card-based system is there's no opportunity for an...
True.
Yeah. Well, unless you play a 2 and nothing else. In fact, unless you play enough on a skill that you are, whatever the lowest skill level is.
Yeah.
Poor would be 2 or
Yeah.
is it 0?
Poor is 2.
Right.
I believe.
Right. Let's get moving.
Now I'm trying to figure out how you could do a low open-ended cards. I'm sure there must be a way.
We need to go and have a chat.
Right, you're not sure what a pig dog actually is, but that's apparently what he just called you.
Well, given that we're walking through town, I'm just going to sort of hold him up like he's a drunk man and just twist slightly so that one of his wounds gets a little bit aggravated at the pig dog, just in case. Shut up, you're drunk.
Literally Schweinhund.
Schweinhund, indeed. Yes, indeed. Meki, don't introduce reality into my games.
What has reality got to do with any of this?
Yes. I know not of any umlaut in our German cuss words. Ah, these are special ones. These are new European cuss words. They come with extra umlaut.
Foul words that you don't know because you're too nice and polite for that.
We've had linguistic drift, temporal linguistic drift.
Indeed. There was involuntary linguistic slippage.
Lingual slippage, yeah.
Indeed.
So let's start with the niceties.
Are you having this conversation on the street, or are you dragging him down the different alley?
Dragging him down different alleys. There's only so many alleys between where we were and where we're going to.
Yeah.
I'm taking him back to the digs. Nowhere else to take him.
You were at the hospital. I suppose it's appropriate.
Police station.
Yeah,
No,
Scotland
last
Yard's an
I
option.
don't actually want to take him to the police station yet. Because then there's all sorts of rules they have over how we ask the question.
There's
I'm
also
sure
rules
poking your
about.
finger in a bullet hole is not.
All those pesky laws.
Yeah.
There's
I'm
also
sure the
rules.
jabby finger.
Oh,
You took him.
I'm also pretty sure you'll have finished questioning by the time you got there.
Also possible.
the Australian jabby finger of justice.
Yeah.
Okay, drag him down the alley. He is barely mobile, and if you leave him, he will just slump against a wall.
Okay. I've got a fair idea of things like sewers, haven't I? Haven't we discussed going through sewers before and looked at maps?
Yes.
Excellent.
We looked at the. I did a quick. Lurricane did a quick recce of pipes that were going into the warehouse.
Yeah.
I was only for the warehouse. We're a fair way
yeah.
from
the,
there. Okay.
the
You are.
immediate area around that.
Yeah,
Can
you
I
know.
point out that you probably have a fair idea that sewers and open wounds don't mix.
It's not that open. I've stuck bits of coat over them.
And a finger.
And
You stuck your finger in the dike, hoping it was.
oh, don't. I was watching something else where, interestingly, with a gunshot wound, that was exactly the description you used.
Oh
The
dear.
phrase was little Dutch boy's got his finger in the dike, where literally he was holding shut an arterial wound or something. As soon as he moved his finger, there was.
Yeah. This is more sort of oozing. Okay.
Yeah.
Or if it's oozing, you should just burn it now. Oozes, slimes, and molds are the nastiest things in any game.
Unless, of course, it's the river. In that case, it's different entirely. Yeah, I shall go through, drag him back through less travelled walkways to where I left these guys.
Right. As I said, where you left these guys was St Bartholomew's Hospital.
Were they going to be waiting for you to come back?
Yeah, we weren't
That's the
planning
bit
on
I couldn't
staying
remember.
at the hospital.
Yeah, or were you going to head to your digs and
Snap.
part of the rendezvous?
Snap decision. Where were you guys planning on Carter coming back to with the information
Now, they weren't
that
expecting
he
me
had-
to be bringing the information in human form.
Yeah, and as Mickey just pointed out, it was over half an hour of the way on foot.
We hadn't really planned that bit, had we?
This is why I did the wound staunching thing.
Yeah, okay.
Because he's not going to bleed out on me. No.
That's a really interesting statement that you just made.
I hate to have to say this, but the implication in it was that the information would be returned to Inspector Jab.
Was it? I honestly can't remember where I was taking the information after I got it.
Because this whole operation was being done in cooperation with Inspector Jarrett. And I persuaded him that you would be the best person to follow the constable rather than some of Jarrett's men. So that rather implies that it was Jarrett that we were reporting it back to.
Okay, then I'm taking
Whether directly to him or to us and then him, I don't know. But
then apparently I'm taking him to the police station. I'm not telling him this.
Right, if you're going to be dragging him any length of distance, I would like you to make me a physician check. Which is done on diamonds.
Check myself.
You know, this game's supposed to be daring do and great heroism, or randomly dragging heavily wounded prisoners.
People in the street, yes.
I don't remember Bulldog Drummond doing this.
Yeah,
I am a flawed hero, trying to redeem.
Yes.
Oh no, you're definitely playing to your aesthetic there.
Definitely playing to the flawed hero.
Where is this physician skill?
Physician is diamonds.
Yeah, if I don't have it, does that default to poor or
average?
Average.
If you don't have it.
If you don't have it, anything you don't have is average.
And a card of the same suit counts as half.
It does.
Okay, so this is higher than any other diamond that I have, and the best that I have for my average skill.
Same colour, by the way, not same suit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. No, it's purely for the audience.
That's counting as 6 towards my average, which is 4. Give me 10.
Okay, that's actually not too bad. That is, in fact, a laborious success. So, what that lets you do is that'll let you do a proper bandage up job.
Cool.
On the 2 wounds. One is in his left shoulder, the other is at his ribs on the left-hand side. From the slightly pulpy feel underneath, you think your bullet may have cracked a rib.
Okay.
But it lets you at least do, as I said, a proper patch job. Slice up his clothing and use it as its own bandage.
Are you going to perhaps search his coat?
I should probably do that before I get there, yes.
See,
I'll rummage through his pockets.
I wasn't going to suggest that because he's shafted my scenario, so I just...
While looking for things to bandage and staunch wounds with, I would probably have gone through the pockets anyway.
Yeah.
Looking for things like handkerchiefs and... Oh, what's this?
Yeah. Okay, in the what's this VAP category, you find a length of wood, about the length of a fountain pen, with runes carved up the side.
You don't need this. Not now. Go straight in my pocket.
Thief.
And I'm sure you don't want anyone else to find you with it too. Don't worry, I'll keep it safe for you.
Hang on, no, don't go into Russian, Drat. It's memento.
Then you'll get it back, don't worry. I just don't want you calling down flame from any more gaslights. I'd hate for this flame to staunch your wounds and stop the bleeding and cause any further damage in the process.
I wouldn't know. I do not know what you're talking about.
Of course you don't.
Mate, I'm on 0 wounds. I'm barely compos mentis. I'm fronting like a good un. Okay, are you actually therefore going through his pockets properly?
Having found this while looking for kerchiefs and stuff, then yes.
Okay. Right. In that case, I would like you to make me a perception check, please.
Perception, that is on diamonds. My current perception is good. Okay. So those 12 plus 6, 18.
Right. Okay, you find a gentleman's purse with quite a lot of money in it, actually. Not enough to, say, buy a ticket out of the country. But you could definitely finance a very nice dinner and a show for a couple of people. Any ID?
Mm-hmm.
Not on him, no.
What a surprise.
There is also... He's not dead yet. Does that count as a mugging? Frankly, Shard, to be honest, after you've shot him twice, there comes a point where mugging is just kind of a yeah, and that as well.
It's not mugging, it's recompense for the bullets used.
I'm not even taking the money. The money isn't...
Okay. Oh, so long as you're not robbing him, that's fine.
I have no reason to take the money.
Oh, God. I can't decide if this whole the story is now completely falling apart or whether it's just going to go in a very different direction.
Sorry.
That's all right. No problem. It's all good. Mummy. Okay, you also locate... And this is slightly tricky, and this is actually what the perception check was for.
Yeah.
A handkerchief. And wrapped up in the handkerchief and pushed inside the lining of his breast pocket. So not in the pocket itself, but in a small hole cut through the lining. And anyone who's ever had that happen and lost coins in such a coat knows that that's a pain in the arse.
Mm-hmm.
You find a round medallion with a symbol on it.
Do I recognise the symbol?
What's your sorcery skill?
Oh, terrible. Technically, yeah. If there was a level below poor, it would be that, but it's poor.
You can have a go at recognising it by making use of
Cards.
the memory end of the knowledge end of sorcery.
Yeah. No. I can't imagine it's going to be the low roll that I would be possible to get is going to get.
Righty ho.
Oh, what the hell? Let's throw a card.
Okay.
8.
Yeah, nah.
Didn't think so.
Nah. You don't recognise it. So.
Well, having used this to sort of dry some of the blood, not the coin, the kerchief,
Yes.
palming the coin while doing so.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! I've got too many cards there.
Oops. Oh, bloody hell.
I don't know what I typed, but I have way too many.
Right.
Can I like shuffle them back in or something?
Let me just recall, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Dump off the most recent ones you've pulled, to only leave you 4.
So it'll be the ones at the bottom.
It should be the ones at the bottom, yeah. And then I can recall them off the table.
Sorry about that.
That's all right, no problem. It is easily done.
I clearly fat-fingered something when drawing the cards. I do apologise.
That's okay. No worries. No harm, no foul, she says optimistically. Okay. So, are you taking him all the way to Scotland Yard, which is where Jarrett is based, or are you taking him to the nearest local police station and asking the local plod to take care of this gentleman that a mad Aussie has just walked in and presented with gunshot wounds?
I'm going to see if I can flag a...
Flag a
carriage.
handsome cab down.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, you can do that. Stick your hands out. It's late night. No, it's not late, but it's after dark. And
Get
yeah.
your looked after, mate.
Okay.
Bundle him inside, lean out the window, say in a low enough voice that the driver can hear me, but he does. Scotland Yard.
Right, you are, sir. He whips up the horses, or horse in this case, and you speed off.
The very, very long Yard finally arrives in Scotland, wondering why that's where he was taking this gentleman.
Ouch. So, yes, you can indeed arrive at Scotland Yard. Drag your captive and hopefully pay the gentleman, pay the cabbie.
Absolutely, yes. Definitely pay the cabbie.
You
I'm not a criminal, you know.
I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, I'm not.
So, you fling the door open, kick your way in, and drag your half-dead captive.
I thought he had a gun. And then he threw fire down at me from the gaslight.
Self-defense.
Don't help him.
I was already there with that one, trust me.
Really, he doesn't need any more encouragement.
Right. The constable on the desk, desk sergeant even, looks at you and says,
Inspector
"What?" Jarrett.
I
Right,
know what this is
sir.
about.
Oh, Willie, sir. You're sure
Willie.
about that, sir?
I never
I
clue.
guarantee it.
Right. He grabs a constable, sends him off. You've been through this dance before. It's exactly the same as last time. He shot a glance at me. I shot a bullet at him. Clearly self-defense.
He came at me with a viciously pointed question.
Okay. Hey, you're the ones who've possibly nuked your own plot. Right.
I'm very good at that.
Right, after a couple of minutes, Inspector Jarrett appears. He was expecting you, of course.
Just
He
wasn't
was-
expecting Bob.
He skids almost to a halt in the doorway. What the bloody hell's all this?
Slightly longer story than anticipated. Let's find a room, shall we?
You bit bloody oh, God. He's bleeding. It's just... He grabs the desk sergeant and tells him to send in the doctor. Because your guy is clearly wounded. They takes you into the lounge. The same room you were in before.
Yeah.
Which, of course, is the officer's lounge. But is also not somewhere where perhaps this guy can get treated and where he's not going to be interrupted.
Yeah.
You have got some bloody questions to answer, and you've got exactly 1 minute to explain what the bloody hell's going on.
I was telling the guy with the message. This is the guy I met and handed it to. They saw me. I thought I saw a weapon. I fired first to defend myself. He shot fire down from the fucking gaslight at me. Fire from a gaslight?
Well, I think you'll find that fire from gaslights is traditionally what produces their fire, their light. That's how it works. I mean, I don't know if they have that at Down Under.
But to pull it down from the gaslight into the alleyway? In a wall?
Admittedly, that is unusual and not traditional behaviour for London gaslights, which are generally speaking of a very safe design.
He's the guy who was receiving the note from your dodgy golfer.
Right. So you decided...
He's got all the answers.
Okay.
So rather than follow anyone else, let's ask this.
Right. So, as he's looking down at him, the door opens and a man in whitish coach comes in, studies the situation, looks at you, looks at Jarrett, looks at the heavily wounded prisoner, shakes his head and says, "This cannot be happening every weekend."
Wow. Police brutality.
Police hospitality.
Obviously.
Yes, so there is a
Citizens
brief
arrested for
pause.
brutality.
Yeah. You're not even a British citizen's arrest. Come on.
No.
Apparently, this is how Australian citizens' arrest happens in this setting. You shoot the shit out of them. I suppose I should have been grateful you didn't just. At least
kill.
The only thing that can stop a bad guy with a gun
Is a bad guy with a gun, or possibly the bad guy with a wand of fireball.
Serious game, high peril. If we don't finish this weekend, this session, I tell you what, everybody can throw things at Nines.
Spinaldi's beginning to look a little less spinal.
I do apologise.
Yeah, you're not sorry though, are you? Okay. Right. After a couple of minutes, the police surgeon redresses the wounds that you made a slightly half-assed attempt at. Has this man been taken into custody yet? Nope. Right. So I won't be making any kind of report about this, I take it. Nope. Right. Well, just do try not to kill him. And he gets up and stalks out.
Thanks.
Not thanking me. Maybe that we need this chap to testify against you for some kind of homicide attempt. Are phones a thing in settings? No.
Yes, that kind of thing is still illegal in this era. Oh, homicide.
I told you it was self-defence.
Yes, I know what you. I know what you told me. I know what I'm looking at. So, excuse me, sir, he says to the chap on the sofa. Why don't you tell me exactly what's going on? The man looks up, still bleary, but slightly more compos mentis, and says, This man isn't... He's a madman. He has a very pronounced German accent. He simply shot me. I was in an alley behind a drinking establishment, and I was speaking to a constable. I was asking him the time, and this man, he shot at me.
You weren't asking him the time.
Is it illegal
He
to
was
talk
giving-
to a constable?
He was giving you information